It
and then
literally
comes
did
back
not
and you're
matter
like,
at
wait, that
all.
was him? Seriously?
That was him the whole time. That's like it's like the worst Where's Waldo I've ever fucking seen. It's gotta be like a fucking Roland Emmerich movie. It's gotta be like Independence Day, or what's the one? What was the one they're running? It was
2012.
That was Moonfall. Yeah, Moonfall. I was thinking of Moonrise, which I guess no, we didn't. Hello and welcome to the Weeb Crew. I'm your host Psyotic, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host Mumi.
Hello.
And today we're here to talk about all of the spring 2025 anime that we watched, and we watched a lot. We did not watch Moonrise, mind you, because
I dropped that shit.
we hopped off that fucking we hopped off that real. Although Arakawa, she did the character designs for that. Now she's getting a new anime.
I didn't. She's
You see that?
Anime. No.
Yeah. Oh,
what's her new
hold
anime?
on. Let me. What the fuck is it called? Hiromu Arakawa. Demons of the Shadow Realm. So it's like the manga that she's been doing like. Yeah, that's a funny ass name, isn't it?
The Yu-Gi-Oh spinoff? Like what's going
It's like a fucking like YA novel you see on the shelf at Barnes and Noble with just like a terrible cover. But no, it's like this has like been like her like main manga for like however long now, since 2021. So
since the
when is this coming out? Is this coming out?
Is that what her last one was before that?
Well, technically, like the most recent adaptation is the one where it's just like the like autobiographical manga.
Oh,
you know, where she like is like a cow. That was like a TV short, though. I think in terms of like a full length TV series, yeah, it would be Arslan.
Why do you think she depicts herself as a cow?
Well, she grew up on a farm. She's from Hokkaido. What do you think Silver Spoon was about?
I don't know. I don't think it's many people.
I don't know. You're a
depict
mangaka. You
themselves as a
have to
cow.
pick like a fucking animal to like depict yourself. Oda's like a goddamn fish.
Picked like a horse. I guess like they're not cowboys. They just have animal husbandry.
I don't know. The cow is cool. the cow character, like her like character stand-in is very like funny too. It's just like fucking psycho is how she comes across.
And I don't hate the cow. It just seems like a very interesting choice to depict yourself as a cow. I think less
Cows
of like,
are a noble animal, Mumi.
Yeah, but I think of less of like, oh, they must be really into farming, and more like, they must think they're really fat.
Really fat? Maybe there's an angle to it. I don't know. So we did watch. We watched. Let me see here. So there's like I have the list pulled up, and it's 7 anime per row. 1, 2, 3 rows. So that's 21 anime. I don't
get to see this list, I guess.
No. I guess. Well, because you're on your phone right now.
I'm on my phone right now.
For context, Mumi's internet's dead. So while he may sound normal to everyone listening to this podcast, he sounds like fucking compromised to me. Let me see here. So it's like 21, 22, 23, 24 shows. That sounds about right?
Something like
right?
That. Yeah, 24.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh
shows.
My fucking god. Oh my god. So let's start off with, and I think we recommend because like last time we did like a thumbs up, thumbs down, Siskel and Ebert type thing, but we don't really need to do that because we liked all these shows quite a bit.
Yeah.
This is like what we've been saying is like this has been a great season for anime because it's just been like holy shit, there's so much to enjoy this season, and now it's over.
This upcoming season.
Unlike for content, we'll get into that next week. But so this season, the summer season has already started, and our only real solid show, the one that we're like absolutely locked in on, is Togepi's Original Sin. Everything else that's like aired.
Original Sin.
Togepi, everything that basically aired from Monday to Friday, we were just kind of like, I mean, maybe, but
there's a couple really in there where you're like, okay, this is okay. Maybe we'll just.
We'll do an episode, see if it goes anywhere.
There's not been any solid.
We haven't watched anything.
Yeah.
We haven't watched anything that's come out this weekend so far, so we've not started like Dress Up Darling season 2, or I think Rory Rocks is out, City's out. I think that came out today. We haven't started any of that yet, so there are still things to look forward to. But yeah, no, this past season, the spring season was really great though. There's a lot to talk about. So let's get started with the one thing we didn't like. Lazarus.
Lazarus. Oh, that ending.
Oh.
That fucking ending.
Oh God. Oh fucking God. Okay. So I guess for context, Lazarus is the anime from the Cowboy Bebop guy, Shinichiro Watanabe.
Just Cowboy Bebop.
And
again.
that's all he's ever done. Yeah, he did Cowboy Bebop, he did Samurai Champloo, and we will not talk about any... Space Dandy does not count as far as I'm aware, because that was already like... He was involved as like...
That's like a collaborative project. Yeah, it was more like he was bringing people together to kind of do their like
But this Lazarus show is not good. It's really dumb. The ending might be one of the funniest fucking endings I think I've ever seen in a show. Where I was like, just laughing. We were like, "Oh, are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh yeah, when they're like, "Oh, he's in this homeless encampment." I was like, no fucking shit. No fucking way they're going to go back to that fucking place.
No, we literally saw him in like the second or third episode. We're like, isn't that just him? Isn't that just the guy that's like going to kill everyone?
They're like, oh, you can't see. And they don't even...
They don't question it at all. It's like, this is the dumbest fucking thing. Like, I think that, like, the way it's meant to come across is like I think it's meant to be like some sort of like clever foreshadowing.
Oh no, it
is like, oh, you go back on rewatch and then you notice it, but it's not clever. That's what we literally were just watching it for the first time, going through the show as it was coming out weekly. We're just like, that was just fucking him, and then we got to go kill like a bunch of cult members and do all these like bullshit episodic. So
well, you like forget about it. I remember like when we saw it, we're like, isn't that just him? That looks awful a lot like him.
Yeah.
Why, isn't that just him? Why,
yeah.
Okay.
Why are we addressing this? Why? Oh, I
and
guess
then you forget
we're
about
moving
it.
on.
Because it's been like 10 weeks.
It
and then
literally
comes back and you're like, wait, that was him? Seriously?
That was him the whole time. It's like the worst Where's Waldo I've ever fucking seen.
Well, it doesn't make any fucking sense in universe. Because this guy is supposed to be like a Steve Jobs or like a Bill Gates or some shit, like on that level.
They literally start have like cameras all around the world looking for his like facial recognition. Everyone should know what he looks like.
Yeah,
these
like
characters
you have kids
that are
that
like
come up
looking
to
for
him
should
for autographs.
Yeah, and it's like, shouldn't these guys that are investigating this, that are literally at this encampment looking for him, just be like, hey, wait a minute. You kind of look like the guy. Like, if we as audience members are thinking that, then why are the characters?
Fucking so stupid. Outside of that, which was the funniest part of the ending.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you take anything away from this?
Not really. No, because, like, so for context, the plot of the show is basically they put together a crack team to look for this doctor that's, like, created this medicine. And I guess it cures pain, but then it also is going to kill everyone or something because, as it turns out, the U.S. was trying to turn it into a biological weapon, or I don't fucking know. There's like a lot of like dumb plot bullshit that I didn't fucking care about because the first 75% of the show is not. It's just like episodic shenanigans, like running around, but it's not like episodic shenanigans in like the case of like Cowboy Bebop. It's like they are ostensibly like looking for the guy while doing this bullshit and like trying to like figure out who he, like, you know, what was his motivation, all these things. But it's not good and everything. No. It's just so dumb.
No.
And I don't like the characters at all. And the fact that like they're doing like all this like side story bullshit when there's like a ticking clock. Like if they didn't have that ticking clock element, if this like doctor plot line with the medicine and stuff was just like, if they were just like a crack team that was put together to solve these different tasks by the government, like a Suicide Squad thing, and then like the last like third, half, fourth, however long, then you introduce this overarching plot and then they just focus solely on that for the end, that would make a lot more sense as like a plot structure.
Or even
But because
like,
it's
like
like
we
it's
talked
set
about
up
this as it was airing. Like even if they had done something
Yeah.
where like they compiled these people together because they had a specific skill that was needed to like do specific things, and then over the course of the show, like them doing those specific things kind of like unveiled like, oh, actually you're closer than you were thinking originally to this person or whatever. Like fucking Axel does something and then like his connections is like, oh, actually we were hired by this guy to do this. You're like, oh, so that's why I was hired. And like you kind of the pieces fall together like that would have made more sense. But the way that they go about
pieces
it
actually fall together is so stupid.
It's just literally like, oh, you were all there, and then you all became.
Yeah, you were all at this airport at the time, and you were all exposed to this thing, but you didn't die, so we put you together on this team. It's like, what?
It's good that you all just happen to become useful individuals.
You have the main character is good at parkour. You have the Russian like femme fatale, the hacker girl, and then a black guy that's dressed like he's in a fucking off-Broadway rendition of Hamilton. Why is he dressed like that? What did we learn about his character? What was his character again?
He's got drip. I actually don't know what he's there for.
I don't know. What it was. He drives the hacker girl around, and that's it. Oh God.
I didn't take Lazarus for an anime adaptation of Driving Miss Daisy, but I mean, I guess they already got the whole Jewish propaganda thing going on. Why not just throw some more shit in there?
That was introduced, and then they were like, maybe this is kind of anti-Semitic, so they just stopped. That's probably wasn't the rationale, but that is how it comes across. Yeah, Lazarus.
Mess.
I mean, we didn't really go in with high expectations because it's been over a decade since like Shinichiro Watanabe's done anything enjoyable. Apart from like Space Stand Name.
How many times do we have to go through the guy who created fucking Cowboy Bebop? Cowboy Bebop was 27 years ago.
It's been 25 fucking years. I mean, Carol and Tuesday was divisive. Terror in Resonance was dumb.
I'm a Terror in Resonance apologist. I thought it was fine. It is bad. It is very stupid. But a lot of the problems that I have with Lazarus, I feel like are kind of foreshadowed in Terror in Resonance, where a lot of it's like the same kind of like dumb Hollywood cliches, where it's like the Hollywood cliche. But like I think Lazarus is almost like a uniquely bad thing because it's so focused on like the John Wick action stuff in a way that's just really dumb.
I don't care. Oh God, the fucking elevator fight scene was baffling. and that's not even to get into like the fact that this show had a really weird like release where there were different versions of the show were released like on different places. Like I think in Japan they just had like a version of the show that had like more or less animation. I don't remember which. I don't even know how the fuck that happens, but here we are because nothing
other
can ever
countries
be simple.
Knew better and we're like, there's too much shit going on in this scene. Just cut it down.
Yeah, cut it down. Yeah.
The whole thing with Axel is Lazarus. So fucking like. Does that contribute anything?
No, that is literally completely irrelevant to the plot of the show.
He could have just been excluded from the group. He fights
like this one evil guy and destroys a building, and none of that matters for finding the fucking guy. It's completely irrelevant and does not.
Well, the evil guy is hired the reason it's there to kill him. So like he wouldn't even be there.
It does like. No, it does not matter. Like the reason it exists is because like they're getting like the weird like plot like like intergovernmental like covert warfare type bullshit. But it's like this doesn't impact anything. This doesn't matter.
None of this matters.
None of this matters. Lazarus sucks.
Wouldn't recommend.
Let's talk about something that doesn't suck. No. Let's everything else I think we recommend though. So. Mumi, what did you? I guess it's still ongoing, but Witch Watch has been pretty fun.
Witch Watch has been fun. I haven't really cared for the more shonen stuff it's been doing the last battle shonen stuff specifically. It's been doing the last couple episodes.
Yeah, I haven't I haven't caught up on like the last few episodes, but I guess I'll have to like see for myself. At least like the like just overall like episodic like comedy stuff is really good.
Yeah. I like it's kind of inventive a lot of the time, actually. Like it's not like the most like it's not like it's creating new imagery or whatever, but it is fun in a way that's a lot of shows have not been in a while, where it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna make her really big and they're gonna fly and a truck's gonna fall in the sky.
It kind of reminds me of like the magic shenanigans you get in like a Little Witch Academia or something like that.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, something to that.
And you have like this like kind of like nice like romance dynamic as well between the main two.
Yeah, Nico is cute. I don't know how you could hate Nico.
Yeah, just like a lot of weird joke. Like what was it like? Who's the character that they introduce in one of the episodes? And he's like from like a like learned Japanese manga, so he just speaks really weird.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Remember that bit? Because like they have to like introduce him. He's like, I'm nervous. No, because like he talks weird, so he's like, I am nervous about talking to this girl that I like. Like, well, maybe we should get you to talk normal. And then the punchline for that segment of the episode is like, oh, the girl is also just like that.
No wonder they like each other.
Lots of like weird. Yeah, lots of weird, like specific jokes like that are a lot of fun.
Did you make a lot of like specific references to Shonen Jump properties because it is a Shonen Jump adaptation?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of like referential humor.
It is more fun in a way to me than like what I've seen in Gintama in its referential humor though, because I feel like Gintama is more like
used more sparingly.
Yeah, Gintama is more like the Family Guy or some shit where they just inexplicably are like doing a Dragon Ball reference or something for some reason, whereas like this is like they're just kids that read Dragon Ball, so like they make a reference or something. It's not like they just turn into Goku or some shit.
The fucking YouTuber episode felt very mean spirit. Like I felt called out with that. I'm like, I don't like that you're doing this. I would appreciate it if you stopped it. Actually, don't do that.
Listen, you're ruining my grift, okay?
Maybe the best opening of the year is certainly a contender, honestly.
Oh yeah, this fuck, what was the other opening? This or Shoshimin Series Season 2 are like neck and neck for me. Like this is the first Yasabi opening that I like. I don't hate Yasabi, but like they're always like very overhyped to me, where I'm just like Idol or something. I'm just like, okay, I mean, it's fine. I like it.
Yeah. Well, Idol's like the biggest song ever. Yeah.
Whereas this is just like fun and catchy, and the visuals are very.
It's great. Like very Megami Shitani. I mean, that's kind of like what makes the opening for me is the visual presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Have her keep doing openings, please. She's really
Don't
good
let her work on anything else. Just make her do openings.
Yeah. No more One Piece. No. She will now only direct like openings and music videos, or like weird like film projects, like the fan letter thing.
She tries to get out, just kick her back down the stairs.
Yeah. So I guess I'll have to see like what it ends up doing with the battle shonen stuff. But at least what I've seen so far, it's been very enjoyable. It's been a nice comedy series.
To its credit, I guess like you kind of had to have something to maybe break up some of the monotony.
I guess, yeah. As long as it's not like a Freerin thing where it's just like, all right, now we're doing a battle shonen, like a fucking exam arc.
I don't think it's gonna like shift focus like that. No. I mean, there's a potentiality it could. I won't say that it won't.
This is a jump manga.
Yeah, but I don't think it will. It's just it'll change focus occasionally, and I'm just like, I don't really. Whatever.
Yeah. So that's still ongoing. Let's talk about Kowloon Generic Romance, which is a completed adaptation, even though I think the manga is still coming out. But this ends, so I don't know how that works. Maybe they
have the same ending. Did the
anime original ending? It doesn't feel. I guess, or it's an anime original ending, but it doesn't feel like an anime original ending.
But then, like, the movie's supposed to be different. Like, they're supposed to be complementary pieces, right?
Yeah. So for context, there's like a J-drama movie coming out later this year as well. that I guess is like a companion piece. I don't know. I don't know. I really like this. This is like a really like it's interesting because it's one, I'm watching this with the context of, oh, this is the creator of After the Rain, and I really liked After the Rain. I thought that was a really like nice kind of, it's not really a romance because the whole point is like the characters aren't really, that's like they're not getting together. That's not the point of the story. But it's very, that's like After the Rain's very like normal and mundane, and this is not.
It's opposite. This is very fantastical and incomprehensible.
Lots of
points.
lots of weird sci-fi, like science fiction stuff that they don't really explain all that much, which I don't know. I'm fine with. I don't really need like a big explanation of everything. I think it explains it well enough that I can understand what's going on, and then more importantly, understand like the character drama that lies at like the literal core of the story.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because like the generic part is coming from the fact that this is all just like this replicated world or whatever.
Yeah.
These people are like genericized versions of people that did exist or do exist.
The title is very sarcastic because it's Kowloon Generic Romance. So you go into it thinking, oh, this is just going to be like a romance story set in Kowloon Walled City, and that within the first episode dispels that notion because there's a lot of it's a very like kind of like mystery story that kind of like guides it throughout. But I think what I appreciate about that is that it doesn't really feel like it gets super bogged down in the mystery like tonally, where you still have like, while like they're investigating this thing, they'll still be like, you know, just going about their daily lives, having like fun time and stuff. It doesn't just get like super serious more and more and more as it goes on.
Right.
Which I like that like kind of like tonal contrast. Like all the characters. I guess that there is one thing is like it could have been, I don't know if it could be too core really, but it could have been a bit longer maybe, flesh out some of the side characters a little bit more, because there are a lot of characters and they don't necessarily all like they all get kind of fleshed out, but I'd like a little bit more of them maybe.
It's interesting because like I feel like when it ended, it ends well.
Mm-hmm.
It ends in a way that's like conclusive.
This is a good, satisfying ending.
Yeah, you don't have any like loose ends or whatever, but this is not like, it's an interesting comparison to like G-Cucks, because this is not something that like once it ends, I want to go back and like piece anything together and be like, oh, actually this would be an interesting implication. Like the solution here is an interesting implication for something that happened in episode 3. It's just kind of like, yeah, that was the solution. That was
it's very like from the start you're kind of like, okay, this is kind of about like nostalgia, living in the past, wanting to recreate the past, return to the past, regret, all that kind of, and you get that very early on, and it's not necessarily something that you realize later in the story, and then you can go back and like rewatch it, and with that in mind, it's very much like, I mean, we discussed this literally at the start of the season, where it's like, yeah, this is what the story is about.
What's interesting about it is like that kind of would indicate that it's like really well written, right? Because it's something you immediately pick up on the theme, like from the onset, and then you're able to apply it throughout the show, and then when it ends, it ends conclusively in a way that like makes sense and is cohesive with the rest of everything that came
but
before
it doesn't necessarily give you a lot to like, you know, it's not a show that you really need to rewatch to understand, which, you know, that's like that could be a good thing or bad thing depending on your perspective.
I don't think it's either necessarily. I don't think it's like good or bad. It's just kind of like, well, that's it.
Yep. All right. Put it there. Put it away. All right. That was a good thing to watch this season.
It was cute. And the happy ending and kind of get the conclusion you want kind of thing. And it's like, okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Liked it all right.
I thought it was very good. Go watch Kowloon Generic Romance. It's a very, again, like it's just a nice like self-contained story. I did kind of want to read the manga because it did feel like it has its atmospheric moments, but I wanted more. I wanted more atmospheric moments. And that's like one of those things where it's like, it's only like 12, 13 episodes. You can't really like make like a 15 episode show really. But like maybe they could have done it like, if it was like a Netflix thing, like instead of like every episode being 20 minutes, every episode could have been like 30 minutes instead. And you can like maybe space things out a little bit more. But that's like, it does the best job it can adapting it into like the very rigid format of a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, the mystery elements were very engaging like throughout. Like I remember being like, I wonder what's gonna happen. Oh, I wonder what that means. It is very funny how they there's
lots of like cliffhangers.
A lot of the solutions are just given like nonchalantly in the middle of dialogue. Like it's never a reveal. Yeah. It's never like, actually this whole time, this whole city did not actually exist. It's just like,
we all know this doesn't exist. And just like, yeah. They're just sitting in a cafe being like, oh yeah, by the way, this thing and this thing and this thing. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, I get it. Right. It's not, yeah, it's cool. Very nonchalant. Which again, I think I like that kind of like tonal balance because it is like then you do get like these just like lighter moments of like who's the blonde girl in the show? What was her name? Yome is she's like the ray of sunshine throughout the entire show. Kind of an interesting gay romance as well, where the guy he's a villain, but he's not really a villain. He's a weird force in the show.
Is it a gay romance?
What, him and the guy?
Well, they established he was like hermaphroditic at one point. I don't know if they ever established for sure what he identified as.
I guess not.
They kind of just
that's one of those things that like maybe it could be like fleshed out a little bit more.
Because like I remember they established like, oh, actually they have both parts, or like they could go either way.
Yeah, it's like because like he's literally like, I bet you've never been with someone who has both before.
And then he's like, oh, even if you were a guy, I would still have feelings for you or something. So it's like, well,
yeah.
He like I don't really know what I must have missed something. Like I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know. It's still very like, I don't know. You do end up liking that character though by the end because he is just kind of like, he's sympathetic.
He's not. Yeah, he's not that bad. Like he's just kind of like, oh, okay.
No. he's like creepy at first, but then you're kind of like, I get where you're coming from. I understand. Yeah.
No, it's all right. He's cool. He's all right.
Yeah. It was a nice show. Let's talk about another nice show, Vigilantes. Mumi, what did you think of My Hero Academia Vigilantes?
I think basically everything we talked about in the first episode, where I was like, yeah, this is more interesting than the first season of My Hero Academia that I watched.
This is literally better than My Hero Academia in every way.
Well, you could say that because you've seen all of or read or whatever all My Hero Academia. I'm only comparing the first season of both, and I found this one much more like interesting. For what we're given, this feels much better structured. Does a lot more with a lot more cohesive.
It has a better understanding of like character. When it's a smaller cast, so it's able to have like just more character development overall. Feels a lot more focused. Like
we get like just fun, weird, quirky powers that we don't have to like worry about this longer form struggle of like ideals. We don't have to give Deku like the fucking best quirk ever so he can train up and have the strongest ability ever.
But it's like, and even when the main character in the show, Koichi, when he does get a power up in the show, it's like, oh, this makes sense and recontextualizes like what his power is in a way that like, you know, fleshes out his character more and makes it more interesting. There are layers to it where there is like Deku gets a power up in My Hero Academia. It's kind of like,
well, you say power up. He's never powered up in any way that like just suddenly turns him into something that's useful.
No. He flies once. And then he's like, how the fuck did I do that? He's trying to figure out how to do that for the rest of the show. Well, you know, that's recontextualized because like his mother was like, Yeah, no, he would just always do that. So I told him to stay on the ground. And then that's kind of like then reflected in like his mother wanting him to like live like a very normal life,
Be
not do
humble.
anything super outlandish, like flying around. So it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So his like power is kind of like a representative of his character arc, basically.
Yeah.
You have Pop Step, who is perfect, as we've already established.
She is potentially my favorite My Hero Academia girl design.
Yeah, and again, unlike My Hero Academia, I really like the romance aspect of this. It feels very well developed. She has like this kind of like tsundere personality, which I like. She has her own things going on as well in terms of like being an idol and how that ties into the show. Like them, and then I don't know. The best guy in the show is Knuckle Duster. like by the end, this is like, okay, this is the coolest fucking guy in this entire show, in this entire franchise. Honestly,
he's just a dad. He's just like Liam Neeson.
He is he might be like the first, at least as a prominent character, the first good dad in the show.
You think initially I thought he might be inspired by the Punisher. You think he was inspired by Liam Neeson?
Yeah, there is an element of that, because I mean, it's probably I guess it could be a mix of both, because Liam Neeson in the Taken movies is also not like psychotic and like literally just beating his daughter to get her back, basically, because she's been possessed by a bee.
Possessed by a bee.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because like by the end of the show, when like they get to that stuff and like all like the flare, I'm like, I am so on board. This is the greatest fucking thing. He's like blowing shit up and stuff. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, the action in this
and we're gonna
was
get more
very fun in a way that
it was. Again, like, it's better animated than My Hero. Like, My Hero Academia, the main series, has its moments, but it's not very consistent. This is very consistent in terms of just overall visual presentation, where it does not necessarily feel like stylistically or visually the action sequences are like a huge departure from the rest of the show.
No,
and very like it's like,
I don't know, the fun, I guess, in the visuals of My Hero Academia's fights in season 1 were like the over the top, like, oh, they're punching the shit out of each other. Ah,
yeah.
Like,
it's a giant robot.
He's punching the fuck out the robot. Whereas like this is like
fucking robot.
More grounded, I guess, in a way that makes
literally. Well, yeah.
It makes it more.
I mean, the main
like,
character's literally grounded, and
yeah,
then
like
he
basically just
have
trips
any
people
powers
most of the time.
Yeah. He's
but-
just a fucking psycho that doesn't give a shit. It's awesome. You also have like the nice flares of like they'll do like the on-screen like sound effects, which are really cool to see. Like it's like just like a nice like stylistic
the visual
touch.
flair, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that tied into because like that was in My Hero Academia, not those things specifically, but that kind of visual, like comic book style. But it doesn't have like those sorts of visual flares in it all that often, or at least that I remember.
Not all that often, no. It does come up, but not enough. Here it feels like a lot more of like a very specific like stylistic choice.
Yeah, it's not overused, but it is used much more.
No, it's used during sparingly, like where it does come up. It's like, oh, that was cool.
That was fun. It's gonna season 2. I don't know where that goes from where we're at. Like,
yeah,
it could get much worse.
Like,
maybe
because like Koichi still needs to like complete his like character arc and stuff.
Yeah, well, they only completed like Knuckle Duster's character arc.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens in season 2. It's not a very long manga as far as I'm aware. I've not read the manga for this one, but also what's interesting is like, because it's a prequel, you also get to like see more of characters that either were not developed at all, like, or just not very present in My Hero Academia. Like, the guy that runs fast in My Hero Academia, we get more of his like older brother in this show, which is really cool to see because he's a really cool character. You see like Aizawa shows up, Eraserhead. You just get to see like more of these characters before My Hero Academia, and in some ways, I don't know, maybe you could say that's fan service, which it is a little bit, but it's fun still.
Occasionally, when like the one vigilante assassin dude or whatever turning into Stained was like, this is a bit indulgent, but
no, I thought it was funny because it makes Stain. I hate Stain as a character, so I liked that bit because it just made him seem like a fucking idiot. It borders on like character assassination, which is fine by me because I already didn't like him, so this just confirms my perception of him.
What cut off my nose to spite my face?
Yeah. It's like, really? That was your whole... That's where you got your ideas?
Alright.
Yeah. I think Stain is maybe my least favorite character in My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I never really liked that band either.
What's next? What do we got next? Kijin Gentosho. Mumi, talk about it.
I don't know if I have much to talk about it anymore. It's fine.
It's good.
Well, it was pleasantly surprising initially because like the first episode makes it come off like, oh my god, this is gonna be fucking.
Oh, this is gonna be so fucking angsty. It's gonna be like angsty. A demon revenge story with this like half demon guy. He's out for revenge. He's gonna have to kill his like sister. He's like also a demon.
He's got a demon arm. He's got the cursed arm. It's just,
and then it just doesn't do that. And then the rest of the show is like The Witcher, basically.
The feudal Witcher. I feel like it's picking up more on the plot now. Now we've introduced the second character with abilities, and I'm like, I don't know. I could have just went the Mushishi route and just had them.
It's just him like these like small like mystery stories that you get.
Yeah, and then just never have an overarching thing going on until like I don't know the last episode where he kills his sister or something.
yeah.
Like I could have done
which
without.
It is 2 core, so what's funny about it being 2 core though is this is Yokohama Animation Lab, which was an immediate red flag for us because of things like Whisper Me a Love Song.
Namely Whisper Me a Love Song, yeah.
Yeah, mostly that and the visual tragedy that was. But this like the show doesn't look crazy, but it looks very like good. Consistent, it has very solid direction. Yeah. Even if like the action animation is like, it's also there's not a ton of action in the show, so it's fine. I'd much rather the scenes where the characters are talking to one another, which is the bulk of the show, look good rather than the action sequences. I don't know. It's a very pleasant surprise.
They've done some interesting things with the demons where like I remember we were sitting there deliberating on whether or not the demons are evil or not, and if they were gonna reveal if they were inherently evil. They've not really done anything like that, which is fun. It's just like okay,
yeah. Well, we get like a lot of like because the whole show is basically structured around these like little mysteries that last 1 or 2 episodes, and they have very fun conclusions. Like I think there was one where like literally like right at the very end we were like, wait a minute, why isn't this character who's just standing there this entire time, why isn't she saying anything or reacting to this information? Oh, that's why. She already knew. And it's like, oh, okay, it's very very smartly written like that. And it's interesting too because this is like a shosetsu novel. This is coming out of like the same website that produces like most isekai, basically. This obviously is not an isekai, and it has a very different tone to it than a lot of those shows do.
But it's not an isekai? That was a native isekai.
This is not an isekai, no, shut the fuck up. No, it's a fucking fantasy story, like goddamn what Demon Slayer or whatever the hell. Which that's another funny thing. This does take place in the past. At the end of the last episode, we see him like in modern day.
He starts walking up to a shrine in like 2020.
And it's like, then we find out why like 10 episodes later, and then it just goes back to being in like the 1850s, and it's like that is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. That's such a troll job. Honestly, I would honestly really recommend it because it is just a really good story. If you like demons, like kind of a it's not really angsty. He's just unemotive, basically. He's a very just like kind of serious protagonist, but he plays off well with everyone around him because there are like a lot of recurring cast members.
Yeah, if you like demons, if you were offended by Frieren because they depicted demons as evil, if you like demons,
if you really liked Frieren because they depicted demons as evil, you're not gonna like this one. Because we were debating that like the second or third whatever episode that was, and we were kind of like, well, how's this gonna go? Because I was on the like it was like, okay, demons cannot lie. Except, I guess they can kind of lie by omission. And we know that the main character, because he's part demon, cannot lie. So it's like, it doesn't seem like this guy would be bad, but we'll have to see how it plays out. And then we figure it out. And like, oh, that was really clever. I mean, it's kind of obvious, like, once you like think about it a little bit. But it's like, still, that's because the mystery episode was in 2 parts, basically. So we watched the first episode. And then I was basically able to take the information in that first episode and guess with a decent accuracy what the solution to the mystery was that was revealed in the next episode. So it's, again, very well put together like that.
Yeah. It's not like Dinner Detective where it makes it very obvious, but
where
like,
it's
it's
confusing how the characters could not solve this mystery even.
No.
Whereas like us barely paying attention are like, what's next? We got, we already talked about G-Quux for like 2 hours. So, Rock is a Lady's Modesty. Mumi, what are your thoughts?
It was pretty good. It was okay. It started
off stronger than I expected. It kind of like started off really high and then it dipped down a bit, but never really like got bad. It's just kind of like, okay, now I understand what kind of show this is. So it's like,
conceptually, it's pretty strong. Like, okay, we're gonna do Oni-sama A, like Ojo-sama high society bullshit, but they're gonna be playing rock music instead of shooting up heroin in the school clock tower or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But outside of that, it's not. I mean, it's fun.
I kind of wish we got more of like that contract, like the high society stuff in the show, because when it does come up, it's really good. Like when she meets the one woman that had like already graduated and was like top of the class or whatever.
She's like, oh yeah, don't play around too much.
Yeah, give up on your dreams. By the way,
I only play music because it made me look good, and I quit immediately when they told me to. It's like, what?
Yeah. Oh. Like, stuff like that is, like, really good. And the music elements themselves are fun, but, like, the last episode, like, the last bit of the show, last 1 or 2 episodes is, like, they basically get into, like, a battle of the bands thing with this obnoxious group of, like, dudes that are in a terrible rock band. But they have, like, a really, like, strong online following because of, like, all these women that are, like, in love with them or whatever. It was like...
They get their just desserts. You know, it builds up what
that's
assholes
fun, but it doesn't necessarily tie into like the initial concept that made the show appealing, which is like, again, that contrast.
It ties into to an aspect of it, but yeah, it's not really built. It doesn't ever build on the high society versus Secret Lives kind of thing in a way that really stuck with you or was like meaningful in any way. It's just kind of fun, which is fine. I mean, you can't like knock a show for not being more intelligent or whatever, as long as it's not just like mind-numbingly stupid.
What is that sound? Oh my god!
Huh?
That was like the loudest I've ever heard your dogs.
Oh, I don't know why it like picked up a lot. Wait, because you're picking it up on my hips. Okay.
Oh yeah, because I'm hearing your phone.
Yeah, you're hearing my shitty earpiece instead of my microphone.
Yeah, but not my favorite. Sorry, go.
I was gonna say I liked the sort of internal struggle aspect of the last arc, where it's like, where do we kind of go with our image, or I would say content because of our experience, but it's an interesting dilemma of like, how do you balance like making the things that you want to make or that's true to your vision while also being more accessible,
like appealing to others.
More appealing to like people outside of the specific niche kind of thing.
Which Which that was kind of a funny thing, because it's not like they're making particularly inaccessible music. It's just like proggy math rock that doesn't have any vocals, which, given the venues they're playing at, should not really be that like left field for the people that would attend like an underground music like rock venue in the city.
You wouldn't think.
But like they're like, but like when they're playing for the first time, like the woman who owns the bar is like, yeah, they're really good, but the lack of vocals is confusing the audience, and it's like, why? What the fuck? No, it isn't. No one who is attending this kind of show is going to be confused by that. What the fuck are you talking about?
They don't know if it's good music or not because there's no words.
There's no words. It's like, motherfucker, what? I don't know. It kind of reminded me of the fact that like because we've seen like a lot of these like girls band shows in the last however many years, between like Bocchi, this girls band cry, the Bang Dream shows. What else? I guess Whisper Me a Love Song. But there's an interesting aspect of those shows where it feels like they're kind of like, they don't really seem to acknowledge even that like Japan has a very robust history of like extreme and experimental and just weird music in general, especially rock music, that doesn't really come up all that much, which to me is just kind of weird because, again, look at like the venue they're playing at in Bocchi or in Girls Band Cry. Like these are like, there would be crossover here, I feel like, but it doesn't really come in all that much. It's still all very accessible and normal.
Yeah. I really just wanted
Whereas,
more like BDSM band like battle things. Like,
yeah, that's
the
also
idea of like
a
this
really
band
fun part of the show.
Almost as having like a fucking like conflict on stage where it's like this BDSM switch play where these girls are like trying to be the dominant one as a stage performance seems interesting to me in a way that's not really capitalized.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even need to be like, you could do that with like any kind of like, that's kind of like how you get like you get that kind of how are you describing it, like sexual energy or whatever? Like if you like jazz duels can kind of be like that.
Yeah.
Would jazz music be off-putting? Because jazz music, like a lot of that doesn't have words in it, so would that be like confusing to people?
I guess it was very confusing to some people when it started.
It would be confusing because there would be a black person on stage playing and be like, "What's wrong with that person's skin?"
Wait a minute, hold up.
So yeah, everyone in this universe just doesn't know that black people exist. Yeah, still a really fun show. Is it? I don't think it got a season 2 announced, but it probably will. Probably will at some point. That was another funny thing. The main girl also just looks like the girl from Kaiju number 8.
This is her in her off time. This is her prequel.
Yeah, this is her in her off time. Yeah, another good girls band show in the plethora that it feels like we've gotten these past however many years. Going down the list. Next we have Evil Lord of an Intergalactic Empire. The show was silly and dumb. Very
fun in a way that I was not expecting.
Yeah, because it's the whole first episode was just like this NTR plot that we're just like, come on, baby, let's fucking go. And then when we got to it, we're like, yes! Like cheering and clapping and how silly it is. And then it continues to just get sillier and sillier as the show goes on.
In a way that's like intentional, though. Like it knows what it's doing.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't care how little aesthetic sense it makes sense, you know. I want a samurai in the show. I want mech battles. I want magic. I want like an evil trickster god. I want the main character to be overpowered. Space pirates. Galactic space politics. It has everything.
Giant
mechs. I don't care how little sense it makes. It's fun. And it is. I guess like for me, it's mostly like towards maybe the middle of the show, they stop like introducing like a ton of like wacky stuff, and it becomes a little bit more like earnest, like, focused on certain things. And I'm just I'm just kind of like, And then by the end, they kind of have like this thing because like the whole reason the main character is so successful is like his like made AI robot character does not necessarily play a super huge role in most of the show, but she comes back up and gets more focused towards the end. It's kind of like, oh, that's all right, and that's nice, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't super into like the ending.
It was adequate in the ending was fun. Characters got their just desserts. Other characters were redeemed or whatever, or saved.
I just kind of wish that it continued to maintain that level of over the topness that we got like initially.
I think what it does well. I mean, it's not like the greatest thing, but it was a fun time waster in a way. Like, I don't know. It's an amalgamation of all these different things that you can kind of just turn your brain off and enjoy on a very was it a pathos level, like where it's just like, we're gonna
not necessarily like superficial or surface level, but it is just kind of like, I'm here for the silly absurdity of it, of what I'm seeing.
That also like vibe is very vibe. Like I got invested a little bit in like, I want to see the girls come back and not look like fucking monstrosities, and then be able to like get their revenge on the pirates or whatever. I mean, like, it's not like a lot. It's not like, I was so but there's something. It does enough. It's functional in a way that like you can be a bit invested in it.
Overall, what was really funny too is it has like pretty good mech action in it too, which was kind of unexpected.
Oh yeah, the mechs like are all, were they all 2D? No, they were CG.
There was like
a lot of 2D
and
though.
CG elements. There's a lot of really nice like 2D drawings in it though, which was kind of like, these are like very detailed in a way that I would not expect from the show.
It was very funny that like you get these big Legend of the Galactic Heroes kind of mecha, or not like mecha, space
like
battleship fights,
spaceship battles.
Yeah, and then like he's just like, fuck this, and he just teleports in a giant mech.
Yeah,
it was very funny.
Lots of very silly stuff, like the girl who is like constantly like selling him all of like the military equipment that he needs is just like trying to seduce him, because that means she'll get like a guaranteed sell.
No, she's not even trying to seduce him. She's just like, she thinks she is in like some weird way, but because like she's like, I'm showing my cleavage or something. She doesn't actually want to like do anything to him, or like she's not seducing him. No, like,
but it is like.
But yeah, it's like she just keeps showing him this shit. He's like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
It's like, I don't care. Yeah, he does not care at all, which is really funny.
He doesn't want it. She doesn't want it. It's like, what the fuck?
But the sale happens anyway. When we talk about Apocalypse Hotel.
Oh my god. I don't know how much I should talk about, because I don't want to like. I've almost finished with the script that I've been working on this weekend. I'll say it was one that I really enjoyed at the beginning, but I was like, I don't know what it could necessarily do to like improve in a feasible, like a realistic way to like assume
you
wanted
something that kind of like ties it all together thematically.
Yeah, like it was very fun. I mean, like, was it the first?
Oh yeah.
I think it was episode 4 where it starts referencing fucking like Evil Dead and Tremors or whatever the fuck. She gets a chainsaw, fighting a fucking giant worm.
The chainsaw and the sandworms.
It feels very disconnected in a way, until about episode 11.
Episode 11 is probably gonna go down as like one of our favorite episodes of the year.
Yeah, everyone's fucking talked about episode 11. For context, if you don't just recognize the episode number, that's the one that it's silent for like 95% of the episode, and she's just walking around this dilapidated city or whatever. It was in episode 11, in the literally it was the first 20 seconds, like the opening scene before the OP starts playing, that like everything just suddenly clicked for me, because she's like looking around, and she sees like all the customers kind of, being happy and indulging in the hotel and everything, and she's just sat there in a hoodie just kind of watching as things are moving without her. And it was at that moment I was like, that's what it, this is what it's doing. Oh, and like everything started clicking into place, where once I had that kind of frame of mind to look at the show, it all like made sense that this is I guess as the hook for the video, the hotel is Japan. The robots are the Japanese, and all of the aliens are foreigners. And once you start looking at the show from that perspective, it's like, I understand what all these like weird dispute sort of things, what they mean now. Like, and it's constructed in a very deliberate way. Like the whole thing with the Tanukians suddenly makes a lot of sense, because a lot of like early stories and myths about like Tanukis are about, you know, them coming and being found out and rooted out, and then like you're like, oh, you maintain this sort of purity in a sense because you root out the imposters and they get exiled or killed or whatever. Whereas in this, it takes that sort of myth and then kind of goes in the opposite direction, where it's like, oh, you deceived us, but like we'll come let you in the hotel anyway. And it's like, oh, okay, because it's understanding of like why they were doing that, right? And that's kind of the core of the show, is just trying to understand these foreign cultures and these rituals and traditions and stuff like that.
What do you do when someone comes into your hotel and you literally cannot understand them at all?
There's literally zero chance to understand them. Even the actions they take are just incomprehensible.
It's very it's very like Nia Under 7 in that way as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like Nia Under 7 meets YKK meets
YKK, a little bit of maybe Humanity Has Declined in there.
Yeah, it does have like a weird trilogy of sense of like Humanity Has Declined, Shimatsu Train, and Apocalypse Hotel. Like the post-apocalyptic funny comedy deeper meaning trilogy, or I don't know what the fuck you would call it.
Which, by the way, like the main appeal of the show is it's really fucking funny.
Yeah,
it's incredibly well animated. It's one of the funniest shows I've seen in a good while.
It is very funny. I will talk about a show and I make it sound like it's very like this deep contemplative piece. It's like, no, this is a comedy.
No, this is a lot. There's so much dumb shit in the show. Again, we have to reiterate: the little Tanuki girl fights a sandworm from Tremors with a chainsaw. It's like there's so much like just imagination on display with the show. Like every like episode concept is just wacky, and like they bring up the rods from God. When they did, like, I will bring up, like, for context, the rods from God are basically this like idea that if you can accelerate like a rod of tungsten at close to the speed of light, you can use it as like a way to like destroy a planet, basically. No, I will often bring this up to people as like a joke, something funny. So when the show just brings it up, I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest. It's so me. I feel seen right now. It's referencing my weird niche interest in fucking weapons of mass destruction. Get the silly episode with the basically like a tokusatsu villain, the guy who wants to destroy the planet, and then he's like, I guess the planet's already kind of fucked up.
I will say there's a lot of things I've been like finding doing the research for this that is not going to be in the video because I don't really have a place for it. But like in the episode you're talking about, like the tungsten rods one, where they're like Ventura, space people.
Oh yeah.
Apparently that was originally referenced in Urusei Yatsura, and it's like a new age like cult thing.
Yeah, because they also bring up the Nostradamus prophecies or whatever in that episode. Like that's where she gets the idea, which I think was also like a big thing among like new age apocalyptic cults in Japan in like the 70s and up to now.
It was very funny that she's like, "Oh, this book predicted Harmy." It's like, wait, you named him that. I don't think that was his name.
We don't know what his name is. We just call him Harmy.
It just said, "Oh, there's gonna be a calamity or something in the fucking prophecy or whatever." You're like, "Oh, it predict." Wait, I need to look. Does it say something about like a kangaroo, like in a prophecy by Nostradamus? Does it say something? Because like, you know how it's like, oh, the pig-faced warriors or whatever will fly in the sky.
Literally, because they literally just show the book in the episode. You could probably just look it up.
Yeah, I need to go. I didn't think to do that. I just need to go look and see if there's like a description that fits that Harmy design or whatever. Like if that's where they got it from.
Maybe
that would be very funny.
He comes across like something out of a child's drawing, though.
He does. Well, that's why it would make sense. Like, cause like, have you read like Nostradamus's predictions shit before? Like it's like
no,
the pig-faced warriors do blah blah blah, and then people are like, oh, pig-faced. Well, combat ace pilots, their helmets and goggles and stuff kind of make it look like a pig. So clearly, he's talking about people in fighter jets. Like that's how those Nostradamus things work. So it would be very funny if there's like the creature with boxing gloves or like some shit like that,
and the face of a cat.
In the face of a cat. It's like, oh, that's why he looks so fucking weird.
But
that would be very funny.
Yeah, go watch Apocalypse Hotel.
Go watch Apocalypse Hotel.
It's my anime of the year. Again, I know I said this last time. Medalist was my anime of the year. I'd be very surprised and very glad if something beats out Apocalypse Hotel. So we shall see.
It's my anime of the season.
Definitely.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I don't expect anything to topple this.
Maybe Taco P. We'll have to see.
I am conflicted on where I want to score it though. I have it at like an 8 right now, and I'm like, do I want to keep it there? That might be a little high.
See where you want it in like your top 50, where that feels comfortable, and then go from there. Is what I'd say.
I don't know if it feels comfortable in my top 50. It would be just outside it. My top 50 is very hard to get into. All right.
Okay, top 100 then.
It is in my top 100. But it's one of those where it's like I don't know. There are stuff I really enjoy in my 60s and I'm like I don't know if I like this more than Shonen Bakusozuku or not. Like I do really like it. I don't. Yeah. It's something I probably would have to sit on for a while to get a good gauge because I've had time to sit with like Shobaku or Orange Road or something like that, whereas like this is very new. So
for me it's like, let me see here, let me pull up my, I have a Google spreadsheet because I'm one of those fucking assholes. So what do I have this at? This is like, this is probably like just out of my like top 25 basically. Like it's definitely up, like it's up there with like Look Back or like Vinland Season 2, things like that.
See, I wouldn't put it quite as high as Look Back because of the execution of Look Back. Like this is
this is a really good looking show though. Like
but Look Back
is one of the best mech fights. Like it is hard the best mech fight of the season, Mumi.
Do what?
Apocalypse Hotel may have the best mech fight of the season.
True.
Keep that in mind.
Episode 8 was very good looking.
Yeah, whenever Yachiko crashes out.
Oh, it does have the what would they call that? The Yankee Boncho?
Yeah. He becomes like part tank
Yankee mech fight.
Would there be a Tank Girl reference in there? Maybe. I have to go back and check. There's a lot of weird references. Like, what were you like? There was a line that stuck out. I think it was.
So what happened was I was talking about this in call, and I was like, oh, it's very funny to me that she just calls Ginza the Za, because like I was like, why is she saying, are we going to get our sushi on in the Za or whatever? And I figured out finally that she was calling Ginza the Za, because we were trying to figure out if that's where they were going, like somewhere that was called the Za or something. But no, it's Ginza. And as we were talking about that, we were like, oh, what does she actually say though? Does she because she's not calling it the Za. We're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, what is she actually saying? We go listen, and she says Zagin. And we're
Zagin.
Like, oh, she's calling it Zagin. That's interesting. Okay, I guess that makes sense why they would call it, like, short it to the Za or whatever. That there's not really a good way to, like, really get across, like, why you would just reverse the fucking characters.
No, it's very specific, like, slang from, like, the 80s.
No, so yeah, that was the thing. Apparently that is what the phrase she says, which is translated into English, is, are we going to get our sushi on in the Za? What she's actually saying is, like, are we going to go eat sushi in Ginza? But
what she says it in, like, reverse basis. It's like Zagen de Shisu.
Zagen de Shisu, yeah. Like, so they say sushi backwards, so Shisu.
Yeah.
And Ginza backwards, which is Zagin.
Zagin.
Apparently it came out of the 80s. It was, like, used as, like, industry speak for a while. And I guess, like, it kind of proliferated and went into wider culture for a little bit or whatever. But so yeah, there's like weird little references like that. And I remember people like, well, why would she even know that? It's like, well, they did, like, study Earth culture from TV. So.
Yeah. That's why they know how to appear as people. So
they appear as people and worry about being eaten in a hot pot, because it's not like Tanukians have run across people before. They wouldn't know that unless they saw it on a Japanese television show. It is a funny implication that basically everything is, like, Japanese.
Yeah.
They ran across a random spaceship, and it only had Japanese media on it. They don't come with, like, some weird, like, oh, this is American misunderstanding. I mean, it works in the sense of, like, you know, the foreigner thing of, like, people coming and visiting and being interested in Japanese culture, but it is very funny from, like, the world perspective, where it's like, I mean, it could have been any country. They could have, like, had a Norwegian fucking broadcast system on that ship. Like, they could have been speaking whatever.
Yeah,
really good show.
Go watch Apocalypse Hotel. Speaking of
watch the video when it totally will come out this week.
Yeah. There's a ninja and assassin under one roof, Ninkoro, which is also a comedy. It's not the same kind of comedy. It's a
very dark,
very black comedy. This feels like classic, like, Shaft, honestly. Like, this is Shaft has not done a show like this in a long time.
But basically, like, since Sayonara Zetsubou Sensei.
Yeah. And I'm glad they picked it up, because it's funny, because there's stuff that's, like, really dark, and you're laughing at it, and then it will make you feel bad for laughing at it. I mean, like, by the way, these characters that died, they had, like, hopes and ambitions and dreams, and now it's all gone.
Now they're dead.
Gone, like, just they're literally just dust in the wind, just leaves. I still like to watch, like, the last 3 episodes, but yeah, this is very cruel humor. That was Kana Hanazawa? I guess that tracks.
Oh no, there was that one. There was a role this season where I was like, that was Kana Hanazawa, not spring, but, like, in summer, which we will talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll get to that next week. But I don't know. Assassin. It looks visually very good.
It's very Shaft coded. It varies from episode to episode. You kind of get, like, a bit of, like, each, like, episode director's personality injected. Like, I forget, was that episode, like, 3 or 4, maybe 5, where it's just, like, a ton of, like, media mix, like mixed media stuff, where it's, like, weird live action or, like, cutaway No, it's the one with the robot, right?
Roboco? Which one?
Yeah, because it's like jumping back to, like, that, like, 70s style for the robot stuff, but then also doing all this other weird stuff on top of that.
Oh yeah. That one.
Very Shaft. Yeah, I kind of hate the show, honestly.
I love the show
because it's evil. Of course you would, because you're also evil. But it's like, why are you doing? Why are you? It's so mean spirited.
Hey, they are having a nice life now in the afterlife where they can hang out and play video games and don't have to worry about being ninjas. It's fine.
That's nice. I did kind of like when they introduced that, I was kind of like, and that kind of undercuts like the bitterness, which I guess is always a good thing. But also, I also think I would like it more if it was just like, no, they're dead and there is nothing after.
There's nothing after.
It's nihilistic. It's also
it's got a heart.
Gotta love that toxic Yuri. There are some nice. Well, that's the thing is like there are nice heartfelt moments, but they're very fleeting, and I'm constantly vigilant. Like I'm just worried, like, oh, are they gonna fucking weaponize this against me later? Fucking assholes! It does. It has.
It's trained you
well. It has
well.
that Nisio Isin like cruelty to it, where it's like Katana Godari was like the same. Katana Godari wasn't Shaft, but Katana Godari was also very cruel. like in like a very like just mean way.
Well, you like them putting the gun in Penguin's mouth?
God, what the fuck?
You seen the edits where they like blur the gun and make it look like a dick?
Yeah, I have not. What the fuck? That might be one of those fucked up things I've ever seen on a show. What the fuck? Yeah. So if you like toxic Yuri, really, really toxic Yuri, and really cute character designs that are in the show for a literal second and then they die. Do what? Yeah. You like Shaft?
If you miss,
go.
You miss Panty Pony Dash, Hidamari Sketch. Well, I guess stylistically Hidamari Sketch, not maybe nothing else.
Not tonally Hidamari Sketch.
Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. Any of that kind of early mid 2000s Shaft,
very dry, cruel, cynical humor.
Yeah, this is the Return of the King, baby.
It is a nice like because like what did they? Shaft has not done much like this in recent years because like obviously they've done like they've picked Monogatari back.
Yeah, it's just been Monogatari.
Another season coming out. Mumi, finish Isoku so we can please fucking watch the new Monogatari.
It's just been Monogatari,
like Ruby, Monica.
Fuck, I can't
Pretty Boy
think
Detective
like
Club.
They've not done
Assault
a lot.
Loli Bouquet. Did you watch Assault Loli Bouquet
no
back in 2020? I mean, Sagatsu no Lion was like that was a while ago. That was 2017. We're coming up on almost 10 years of Sagatsu no Lion.
That's what I'm saying. They've not done a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's mainly just been Monogatari, Madoka, and Sangatsu no Lion.
Yeah. Oh, also, I guess there's that Virgin Punk thing that came out recently in Japan that we need to watch. Got Yasuomi Uematsu directing. No, it's only out in theaters in Japan. It'll be coming to the US soon, I think. Someone picked it up, maybe G Kids. Yeah. Go watch Ninja and Assassin Under One Roof if you just kind of want to hate yourself and feel bad for a bit.
It's fun.
What's next? Speaking of on the opposite end of the spectrum, feeling good and happy and wholesome and nice and a little bit sad, but like a good kind of sad. It's Once Upon a Witch's Death. This is a really nice show. I just kind of wish that it stuck with the constant like dealing with your own mortality element that was really, really strong in those first few episodes. Yeah. It comes up a bit in like some later episodes, and those episodes are like the strongest. But then there's also just like Meg, who's a wonderful character, by the way. We'll discuss her in a sec. It does also just like have to deal with like Meg just becoming like this increasingly powerful witch as well.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
Like, yeah, it's like, oh, she saved the city. Like when she saves the city from the tree, it's like, okay, cool. When it's like the tsunami, it's like, this is a bit much.
Well, like, so the tree thing was like one thing, because that
also like relates to like how she like is like well, because the tree thing also like relates to like how she is like interacting with the city and her relationship with the tree spirit and all that stuff. Here it's just like,
Yeah, that
oh,
one was
there's
really
a tsunami
powerful.
coming, or I don't think you watched the episode with like the satanic sacrifice, right?
I never, I never got around to that episode yet. I missed
Yeah,
that
that
week and I
episode
never went
is
back.
yeah, maybe just you'll like that episode in like kind of like a I'm laughing at it like in a bad way kind of way because it's very dumb. It's like, why are we doing this? Um, what do you think about the show, Mumi?
I thought it started off really strong. It obviously did not end very strong. It's fine.
No, it ends all right.
I mean, Meg is a fucking gremlin, which was the best part, and that kind of gets sidelined a bit.
Yeah.
I really would have liked.
I was like,
I really would have liked if it just
like
maintained
a compromised little demon girl.
Yeah, it just maintained like the slice of life sort of like vignettes, where we just get glimpses into Meg's journey of collecting these fucking MacGuffins or whatever, and she just was a gremlin the whole time. Like that, I would have liked that more. It is what it is.
Yeah, then the kind of like adventure stuff. Because like what do they say? Like at one point, she has like the personality of like a dirty old man, basically.
Yeah,
but it's just like I think this is some of the best gags in the show, and yeah, I think that's for me is like I really wish the show. It's not a bad show by any means. I just wish that it has some really key strengths that I think it would have benefited from had it played into those strengths more.
Right. That's about where I'm at on it. The strengths were
but
not the visuals, by the way.
No. It's not a very visual, very limited show visually, which is like, I don't know. I don't really give a shit about that, but it's what it is.
I kind of care about that.
There was a bit. Yeah, I mean, you more than me. I mean, we'll get to like the visual show in a second, but yeah, I would still overall recommend it, especially if like this really seems like your kind of thing.
I would
definitely.
It's not a strong recommendation, but if it's something that seems like it would interest you, I don't think you would be disappointed in it necessarily. I think you should.
There's some really nice pathos in like there's some really nice pathos in like the first few episodes, and it kind of tapers off after that, but you still get some nice moments overall. Again, it's just a matter of like. If it were just more consistent, this would really bump it up the ranks this season for me.
Yeah, it was really high initially for me, and then
it was same, and then kind of like I thought about more. I was like, yeah, there's things that I like more than this. It doesn't necessarily. It's not like, again, more consistent is what I would have wanted. Speaking of visuals, though, let's talk about Mono, the best looking slice of life show since maybe like Bochi, probably.
Oh, I thought you realized I'd gotten mono recently.
No,
let's talk about having mono.
We all know you ain't kissing shit, all right? I got it from kissing my grandmother.
Got it from kissing my dog.
I got it from kissing my whore of a grandmother. Yeah, no, that's not like she's a prostitute. She's one of those granny hookers, you know. And we had to go see her in the nursing home.
Listen, all right.
I kissed her and she gave me mono.
Listen, all right. You know how many tricks you can turn without when you have dentures?
She also gave me Hep C because we were sharing needles.
Oh my god. I really love mono.
Oh yeah,
it was my favorite show of the season for a long time until Apocalypse Hotel dropped episode 11, and I was like, I can't keep it above Apocalypse Hotel now.
I mean, it's still really high up there for me.
It's my second favorite this season.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people have been disappointed in like the slice of life elements of it.
Yeah,
I feel like for me, it's an interesting comparison to Yudu Camp. Because with Yudu Camp, I felt like there were two shows in there, and they were like competing against each other. Because like you'd have the bits with Rin, and she'd go out and make her coffee outside and be camping, and it's just like this very laid back Yashike kind of feel. And then 10 minutes in the episode, they would switch to, was it Nagisa or whatever the fuck her name is? Start with,
yeah, I don't know. Hold on, let me pull up the characters' names, something like that.
It switched to it switched to them, and suddenly, her. It would switch to them, and it would suddenly be like this weird comedy school life thing where they're like in a class, like a club room, and then they would go buy stuff, and they're trying to. And I'm like, I don't like this juxtaposition. Like it feels like there's a better show. To me, it felt like there was a better show in here, and it was then fighting for screen time against this lesser show. I feel like people have a similar sort of feel with this because they like, oh, I wanted to see more stuff with the camera, and they almost expect it to be like a Tamayura.
Things directly about the photography, like the logistics of the photography.
But like, to me, this felt like it balanced that like a lot better. Where, it basically did it at the expense of the photography stuff. Like, you don't get the like every episode. There's not like this moment where the girl who's really into photography goes and takes pictures, and then like suddenly it just all is abruptly upheaved for some comedy shit. Now it's just kind of more of a comedy shit with some photography thrown in. To me, I like that better. Not necessarily because I prefer comedy stuff, but because it's just more consistent. Like there's not like this weird tug of war between the two different sorts of presentations. I'm not oscillating between like, this is nice. Oh, okay, bad comedy. Oh shit. I also just like the characters in this much more than in Unit Camp. Like, I feel like I liked Rin the most just because she was like featured in the part that I liked the most of Unit Camp. But like Rin as a character, I was never like super invested in.
Well, she has like an anti-dynamic because she's just like on her own. Whereas here, this works well as like an ensemble cast where they all play off each other really well. Yeah,
I really liked all the characters in the cast. And like how they were playing off of each other. Yeah. Like I appreciate where people are coming from with the camera stuff because like I do really like Tamayura. I really like Windy Tales, stuff like that kind of do approach similar subjects in like a different way. But like to me, and I feel like I kind of talked about this in the first episode, but like to me, this is like an interesting response to those sorts of shows where it's like Tamayura kind of had this conflict where, is it Peko? Is that where? I feel like that's not.
I haven't seen fucking Tamayura.
I can't look it up. I don't have a computer.
I'll pull it up. Hold on.
Not Peko. It's something close to that.
Konoto.
It's Pote. That's what it was.
Mumi's think.
I remembered. Where Pote kind of has this like conflict where she's like gaining more friendships now and connections, like or reestablishing these connections, and is now trying to kind of balance her love of photography with her newfound sort of socialness or whatever, and she wants to capture these moments, but to capture them as a photographer using this specific medium, you kind of have to be on the outside, and then you're kind of disconnecting or disengaging from being in the moment. So my Tamayura is about her kind of finding that balance, whereas this doesn't really do that. It's just kind of about finding the right tool to allow you to capture a moment while being within the moment.
So it's like almost skateboarding stuff.
Yeah, so like it's opposed to like an Ayashike where it might have focused on a specific medium and kind of focusing on like the limitations of that medium and the workarounds you can kind of come up with. This is focusing on how you can change that medium, right? Like you can change how you interact with it. You can do a GoPro, you can do a 360 camera, you can do a time lapse. Like it doesn't always have to be like a straight kind of shoot, point and shoot kind of camera kind of look. So it's interesting as a response in that way. Obviously, it doesn't do a lot with that. It is more of a fun slice of life, like very reminiscent of something I would have watched in the mid 2000s or something, right? Like closer to like Azumanga or something.
Yeah.
but yeah, I can appreciate people's criticisms, but it's like, I feel like there's enough going on that you can still have that kind of level of appreciation while enjoying it for what it is, as opposed to what it's not trying to be.
Yeah. Especially visual, because again, the show looks absolutely phenomenal. The way that they're able to handle like really just abstract and weird angles that you don't see in TV anime all that much. Like
they do have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
The fucking MC Escher 360 camera thing.
Yeah, yeah. And so then you couple that with like the really fun character dynamic between all of them. And it's a character dynamic where like there's kind of like two groups basically, where you have the high school girls and then the mangaka and her friends. And I think part of that is also people wanted more focus on just like the high school girls, but I kind of like that it has like more of that like less focused kind of like ensemble kind of thing, where it's like, all right, sometimes we can focus on these characters, sometimes we can focus on these characters, sometimes they're together, and they can kind of just do basically anything, because they're not necessarily going out and being like, all right, let's go out and do photography. It's more so like, let's go out and do something, and then we'll figure out how like photography can like accompany that, which to me makes more sense, because I'm going to be completely honest. There are people, I guess, who go out and just take pictures of themselves or other things. I don't get why. I can
appreciate it. I did try and do that more while I was in Japan, where I actually did bring like a camera. I couldn't get to work just because the camera was old at that point. Yeah. But I did want to like go around and take pictures of things and like capture like specific sites. But I mean, I can appreciate that, but like I appreciate what this is doing at least, or what it's not trying to do.
There's also a very funny like tourism angle, but I like how that tourism stuff is handled in this, as opposed to a show that we'll talk about later that it wasn't necessarily as big on. But here it's like because like every episode is them. They're basically just going somewhere else, because a large portion of the show is just like them on summer vacation, basically. So they're able to go out and do a lot of like weird, wacky stuff. And I liked how like it handled a lot of that stuff. But we'll get to the other tourism show with the mangaka main character. Well, there were two shows that the series similar premise in the same season. But before we get to that, Yaiba, Mumi, what do you think about Yaiba?
It's fun.
It is very fun. It is I feel like I'm liking it more as it goes on. Like at the start, I was annoyed. I did not like Yaiba's. I thought it was like, oh, this Yaiba kid's fucking asshole. Fucking menaced everyone around him. And then it takes a hard left turn, like 3-4 episodes in, and it's like, all right, this is what the rest of the show is now. And I think since then I was like, all right, once it became more of like a standard like action adventure show, I feel like I got more on board with it, because that's more my speed rather than
it turned more into Kinnikuman. And now you're like, I love this show.
I was thinking more like Hunter x Hunter almost.
No, I wouldn't say Hunter x Hunter.
I'm closer to Hunter x Hunter than Kinnikuman, I'd say. But
maybe the adventure aspect, as far as like the introducing these weird fucking creatures, and they're all like,
yeah. In terms of that, sure, yeah, it is very like monster of the week, villain of the week, which might turn some people off. I did go back and watch some of the original show. Not particularly in love with it. I vastly prefer this one in basically every way, especially with how it looks, because I was initially turned off, especially because that first episode was like very just like, throw everything at the wall, do it all now, go. I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And even like the opening is like, it's just Kaneda worship on crack, basically.
Listen, they snorted a lot of cocaine, all right? It was a different time.
And I fucking love Yoshinori Kaneda. That's what the Yaiba opening feels like. But I think the show kind of it finds a really good groove after the first however many episodes, and when it starts getting into like, oh, we need to do some weird time travel shenanigans because we have the fight between Musashi and Kojiro and then all this weird stuff going on. I'm like, I understand now. This is just a wacky adventure. It's a bizarre adventure, some may say.
Yeah, I have zero investment in this show, as far as like any kind of plot or whatever it's doing.
No,
but I have fun with the visuals, and that's basically all I think it's trying to be.
Yeah, it's very it does very much like rely heavily on just how well animated it is and how well put together it is visually. Which I think, I don't know, I like the characters. I like the silly dynamic, like especially as like the cast is now growing. But I don't know if I guess it's maybe I would still like them as much, but I feel like the way that they're presented in animation definitely is a good boon to the show, is what I would say. Very unfortunate. I feel like there's not a lot of people talking about this show when it's like, what?
I mean, to be fair, what is there to talk about?
No, like, because it's I mean, people are fucking like hyping up like Solo Leveling or like, I don't know, what were like the fucking shonen anime that were airing.
Okay, in that regard, yeah, sure, but like,
yeah, no, as far as like those fucking the people that this show should be appealing to more than us are just like not like paying attention to it for some fucking reason.
No, there's no hype moments in Aura like there is in Soul. Like, all right,
no,
Yaiba is not gonna like be a chuny character. Like,
no, it's too whimsical. Listen, it's too whimsical and kiddie for people who like Jujutsu Kaisen or Chainsaw Man, where it's serious and dour and sad and mean all the time.
I like those shows.
They're fine. This is like, I like this kind of thing tonally a lot more. Like, this is because it is like a 90s like shonen manga adaptation, so I'm just like, yeah, no, I like the wacky, whimsical tone of it. That's more my speed.
Yeah, you're the Kinnikuman fan. I like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, and the JoJos and the
like
Hunter Hunters.
you like people. I mean, yeah, even something like Hunter x Hunter and JoJo, honestly, still like have that kind of like whimsicalness and silliness to them. Whereas
this is very much of its time.
You get that.
This is very much like that 90s Mahujin Guru Guru or any
sure.
Name
just
Your
getting
Adventure
we're getting all of the
Slayers.
90s adaptations now.
Yeah, just random whatever. It's fine.
Are they going to bring back Slayers? I feel like they have to bring back Slayers at some point, right?
I feel like they bring Slayers back like every 10 years or so. It's been a while since
we had Slayers Evolution R. That was like in 2009. I don't think we've gotten anything since. The light novels. Wait, what do you mean the light novel for Slayers is still coming out?
Yeah, they still got more material that they can adapt.
Hold on, I have to wait. What do you mean? It's still. When did the last volume come out? Hold on, I need to like look this up. Because if it's like, oh, it's still coming out technically, but it hasn't had like a new volume in like 10 years. It's like, okay. Slayers special. No, there was one came out in 2019. Then there was a gap from 2000 to 2018. 18-year fucking hiatus.
Listen, their kid, they had a kid in 2000 and their kid was going to college. They're like, fuck, I need college money. Write more Slayers.
I mean, yeah, if we can bring back like Yaiba and Hell Teacher Nube and stuff like that, we can bring back Slayers. Okay,
it's gonna happen. I watched like 10 episodes, and like I couldn't get into it at the time. I don't know if it was like just me, and like I would like it if I watched it again at this point. But
I guess we'll get into my thoughts on Nube next week. But yeah, Yaiba, if you like 90s stuff, go watch Yaiba. Makina-san's Love Bot is a horny-ass show. Mumi, what do you think?
I didn't care for the show.
I don't really have anything to say about it, apart from, I don't know, boobs,
If we were not watching this in a group watch in someone else's server, I would not have watched this.
Hey, okay, no. Listen, we have to be real though. As far as ecchi anime go, this is a lot better than like what was the fucking elf one or there was another one that came out this season, wasn't it? Yandere Dark Elf. Oh god, no, this is better than all those.
It depends on. I don't find anything in this show like erotic. The visuals are better in terms of like
yes,
titties jiggling and all that. It's very aesthetically pleasing. In terms of like eroticism in concept, there's nothing erotic in this show. Like there's nothing that like stimulates the fucking like, oh, that would be a fucking erotic scenario.
Mumi needs more degeneracy than just nipples, but as far in terms of what it's going for, as far as that goes, it is still, I don't want to say it's like the best executed, but it is at least better executed than a lot of other things we've been seeing like it recently. Let's see. Your Forma, Mumi. I still need to finish the last arc of Your Forma, but this is a good mystery show.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean,
good.
It did not get up to the level of like a Ghost in the Shell.
No, that's asking a lot.
I would say it's comparable to a Psycho-Pass.
Yeah, if you like Ghost in the Shell.
What?
Sorry, go. I was saying if you like Ghost in the Shell or like An ID Invaded or something like that, you're kind of like, you just especially if you want something to kind of like hold you over, something to check out before the new Ghost in the Shell comes out next year. It's definitely worth a watch. It is a very well put together, like well written show.
Yeah, I was say I would compare. I think it's comparable to like Psycho-Pass, where I think Psycho-Pass maybe is a bit better production wise, like because it's being production IG.
That's fair. Yeah,
but like I think this kind of makes up for it in its writing and the competency of the writing. I don't think it excels in writing, but it is very competent and is very interesting.
I think we talked about it at the start of the season, where it's like it's just up its own. It's just pretentious enough where it's like it's like, okay, there's stuff to appreciate here. There's stuff here to like, and it's made obvious enough where it's like you can pick up on it, but it's not necessarily beating you over the head with it either.
Right.
It comes close to that, but doesn't quite like go past that point.
And it is very deliberate, like deliberately kind of structured, because the whole arc of the 12 episodes is basically one story in a sense. The final arc, like the murder mystery stuff, is not directly tied into the stuff at the big, the first arc or whatever, but it is kind of the payoff for things that are established in the first arc and the second arc or whatever. So it is like a very self-contained sort of story. So you're not like, what are they gonna do now? I think it ends a sufficient way where you can be happy with just the 12 episodes you get. I don't know if you're wanting something that's gonna knock your socks off or something, that's not gonna be your Forma. But if you just want more,
if you like that kind of like tone, that like detective-y sci-fi kind of tone, then it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah,
I bit my tongue when I said that.
I did think the last arc was a little silly, though.
There
are silly things about like the whole show.
I
would say the last arc is particularly a bit silly, but
I mean, the second arc, which is like a QAnon thing, is also very silly. But it's fine. It's allowed to have like a little bit. It's allowed to have like a little bit of silliness. Speaking of things I also still need to finish, this one's fine though because it's getting a second season. Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. Mumi, we still need to watch the Uma Musume movie that came out recently.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Cinderella Grey was a disappointment. It sucks that they had to take her out back and shoot her to turn her into glue.
Fucking send her to the goddamn glue factory.
It was a very bold ending, but
just a very abrupt ending. She breaks her leg, and the next shot we get is her just in the factory.
Damn.
we gotta go. Yeah, no, we gotta get on the new Musume grind set, Mumi. All right, because they got the game that's come out recently, and it's like really popular. Everyone's playing it. Everyone's talking about it.
I don't know what grind set there is for Uma Musume. You just mean like watch the movie?
I don't go back and watch like the other shows as well, like the main show. This is like a spin-off thing.
We do definitely don't need if the original TV series is supposed to be that great.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me more curious.
I'm curious, but like I also think it does not have the strong sense of visuals that the movie and Cinderella Grey have had so far. But I don't know. I haven't watched it, so I'm not saying that for sure.
Yeah, beginning of a new era though. Yeah, this movie has like crazy like sequences in it. Lots of big hype moments, and it does not relate to anything fucking else, any of the other shows, which sucks because I want to see more of these characters, especially Tachyon, my beloved.
See, if we were a smarter podcast, we would for our fucking like podcast clips, we'd make a podcast clips channel, and then play Uma Musume to have in the background.
If someone wants to do podcast clips for us, reach out. That's literally all you have to do.
Play Uma Musume. Watch someone play Uma Musume with us talking over.
Yeah, literally just that, and then put some text on screen. As far as Cinderella Grey goes, this has just been a really solid like sports show. I still need to finish it, but you know, it has like that kind of that just like, you know, rising through the ranks kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it is the perpetual underdog. Somehow she wins every match, but is still the underdog because the system it's got that thing
just
going
keep
on.
Fucking her over. I think the last episode I watched, maybe second to last, was the one where it's like up in the air whether or not she's going to be allowed to race in the thing. And the way that they executed that was really, really clever, where it's like, it's cutting between Cap, it's cutting between the race. And it's like, okay, what's going on? And then like the way that it's like revealed, it's like, oh, Cap just wasn't in that race. She was doing some other race. Is like, that's really clever. That's really good.
Yeah, I liked that. There's a lot of good things with the presentation.
Yeah.
Visually, it was
also
very
Cap
strong
is just
animation.
like a fun character.
Cap is fun. I like the bully girls in Back Home or whatever. I like their group.
Oh yeah,
they're very cute.
One of them just looks like Kana from Blue Archive.
I don't know who that is.
Hold on. Yeah. Fucking load the goddamn image. What the fucking fuck? Okay, there we go. Hey, you see it, right? You know what I'm talking about.
I kind of see it.
Yeah.
I think the covering of one eye is doing a lot of work in the one that differentiates her from the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it.
And Uma Musume in general has really nice character designs. The one thing though is that it is kind of hard to tell some of them apart because a lot of them have like the
brown hair and the white
down
hair.
The middle. Yeah. And it's like that makes it a little bit confusing. That's like a weird thing that you maybe don't need to do that so much. But they do try to make the horses kind of like the girls kind of resemble like their real life counterparts. So
I was informed of an interesting thing, like detail in the character designs. Apparently, if they are a female horse in real life, their like ornament that they have on like their ear is on, I think it's the right side or our right and their left. And if they are a male horse in real life, it's on the other side, which I thought was an interesting detail.
That's a cute little detail. Yeah. I mean, they're all girls in universe. So
I did see like something where like one of the owners of one of the horses was like, "You can't use my horse unless you make her titties bigger than this other horse."
That's kind of, there's a really funny dynamic with the Uma Musume franchise as well, where Cygames does not want people drawing porn of these characters because otherwise the people who like own like the actual rights to the horses and are basically giving Cygames permission to like use their names, and a lot of these are Yakuza guys, so they're just like they'll get mad if Psyche allows people to draw porn of the characters.
I'm just imagining
it's really
like
funny.
Some fucking dude just being like, "You want to do what with my horse? You want to turn her into an anime girl? Well, okay, but only if her titties are bigger than hers."
I won't settle for anything less.
She better have at least double D's. Her titties better be flopping while she's taking that corner.
Yeah, I'm looking for. We'll see when it's like a split core thing. I think, right? I think the second half is coming. No, it's coming out in fall, so yeah, it is split core.
Yeah, it would be split core then. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of 24 episode stuff coming out lately.
Yeah. Oh damn, this is an adaptation of a manga that's been coming out since 2020 as well. Sheesh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you're a Numa Musume fan, you're probably already paying attention to Cinderella Grey. And if you're not a Numa Musume fan, Mumi, would you say that this has been a good introduction to the franchise?
Yeah. I mean, it's a
prequel
to the other series. It takes place in like 1980s.
It's all like standalone stuff. It's fine.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it makes perfect sense. Like, I don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there was like more of an explanation of like the horse girl phenomena in the original series.
No, there isn't. As far as I'm aware, there's not. No, they don't really world build all that much on it.
Okay. Well, I didn't think I needed it anyway. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
No. They're horse girls and they exist to run. Next we have the new adaptation of Anne of the Green Gables and Shirley. Mumi.
Mm-hmm. Oh, am I just starting all these? I thought you were gonna.
No, yeah.
I liked I'm liking it now that we're past the stuff from the original series. I feel like
I liked it before that, but I'm liking it more now that like
right.
We're getting
I don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
I feel like you could just like there might be a weird deranged cut where you can just start watching it from was it episode like 11 or whatever where it's like new material. You just start watching it from there after
you
the
watch
50
all
episode
50
series.
episodes of Akage no An, and then you jump over, and then your neck is going to be broken by the stark shift in pacing. Yeah, because like I mean, it's an unfair comparison, and it's not a favorable comparison between this and the original show. But it's also like, yeah, you can't do that anymore. Like it is what it is. I think now that it's into the new stuff, I'm definitely. It kind of reminds me of like we had a similar thing with like Spice and Wolf, remember? Where once like the new Spice and Wolf show got into like the things that the original 2 seasons of Spice and Wolf did not cover, we were like, okay, I haven't seen this before. I don't know where this is going, and now I'm more interested. I'm more engaged.
Yeah, but I don't think that the original, like the stuff that was in the original series, was like necessarily like significantly worse. Like in this, like
that's
I don't think
true.
Like this is not bad. When I say significantly worse, I'm saying like Akage no An to me is like a 9 out of 10, and this was like a 6 out of 10.
My favorite anime of all time. Yeah,
yeah, like this is fine,
and it's like
this is not bad. It is just not nearly on that level.
It does not do a disservice to the material. I guess like some things don't necessarily hit as hard, but we said this before, where it's like this is basically how you would have to pace like a modern adaptation of Anne of the Green Gables,
right?
Like that. This is like you can't do like the 50 episodes stretching things out. Those shows don't exist anymore. You know, that's not where the industry is at. You know, that's not the kind of stuff people watch. It's a very different kind of media landscape than it was in 1979.
And when you do get those, you get Princess and Orchestra, which
we'll get there in a minute.
Of issues.
Yeah. But over like, I think like my biggest thing, my concern was like visuals. That I like how the show looks. The backgrounds, you know, they don't look as good necessarily as the 79 show, but they have their own appeal to them. I really like the animation in the show.
I will give it credit. The character designs were better constructed to have them age.
Oh yeah,
I
they
like
age a lot more naturally in this.
Yeah, I like the original character designs of like Anne and Diane better
As,
than
like,
the original
kids?
designs. Yes, as kids, I like them better. But when they grow up, they just elongate those designs. They don't really look like they age necessarily.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, I feel like
it's a very like
more
it's a
natural.
very like sudden shift.
Yeah, this felt more natural and gradual, and where like it starts pointing it out, you're like, oh yeah, they are taller, they are older looking. It is better in that sense than the original. That's probably the one thing I can give it.
That character arc. Well, you still get like the core character arc of on like growing up, and you know that like the way that her character develops and matures. It's still very nice to see. It's just not as emotionally resonant as it is in the 79 show because, you know, in the Takahata anime, you were spending like so much time with these characters that you really get endeared to them.
Right.
But again, that's like, it's kind of hard to fault the new show for that because it's like, yeah, this is what a new adaptation would have to be, basically.
I'm still on the fence about like Matthew and Marilla, right? Marissa. Marilla's designs.
Yeah, Matthew was nowhere near as like developed. In terms of like designs.
Yes, like their physical design.
Yeah. Marilla's design's all right. Matthew, I prefer like the 79 Matthew's design when he just has that big mustache.
Oh, as opposed to the beard. I don't know. I'm on the fence because it's like I feel like the original Matthew makes more sense, but like I also am not sure how old he's supposed to be specifically. So like maybe the new Matthew actually makes more sense, because he is working on a farm a lot. But it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
They do like Bishonize him a bit.
50s and 60s.
Yeah, like they do Bishon, like they do pretty him up quite a bit. Like he does look hotter in the original, like in this one than in the original.
what a glow up!
What a glow up! Marilla looks less like homely. I mean, they both are. I don't know how to put it. Like, it's not that she necessarily looks more pretty. Like Matthew looks more attractive or whatever. But she looks more like old lady codified, like more stereotypical, I guess. Whereas like the original Marilla just kind of looks like your old neighbor. It's supposed like a generic old lady, I guess. I don't know how to put it. Probably worded that terribly.
No, I understand what you mean, but you did word it terribly. Still one of my favorite shows of the season. It is still like, I still like the story. I still like the characters. It's just like, it's the difference between this is a really good show and this is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites of the season. It's like outside my top 10, but it's enjoyable. I've been enjoying it.
All right, we're in the home stretch. Let's talk about food for the soul, Mumi.
This is kind of
talk.
So the monocast. When I watch the monocast, it makes me want to cry. I'm like, I love these characters. When I watch this, it's not quite on that level, but I do love these characters.
I feel like I like these characters and their dynamic more than in Mono. For me, it's just like, if this had like the visual presentation on the level of Mono, I think this would probably be like up there for me in terms of like overall favorites of the season. As it stands, it's still like really up there for me. I don't know. I like the kind of like drier back and forth that a lot of these characters have. Especially Higa, the sheep girl is great. They're all great. They're all like, there's only really, every character in the show is dysfunctional except for Korea. She's the one character that's capable of operating as an adult because these characters are all in college.
It is very it didn't really have like the pathos that Amano did.
No, especially towards the end. No.
Yeah, the end kind of just like
No, I mean you still get nice moments like when like Mako's kind of like realizing that you know, like you know, she's like being more sociable, like these friends that she's made and stuff. You get nice moments like that, but it doesn't necessarily hit as hard as the ending of the last episode of Mono does.
Right. Yeah, it's a fun slice of life. We've needed more cute girls doing cute things. I've become aware of. I feel like we've been missing on these. I'm like, where have these all been? It is good. It is just not great. So if you like slice of life, cute girls doing cute things stuff, you will like the show.
If you like Non Biori, it's the same creator as Non Biori.
Same creator. It's just, this is probably not going to be your favorite one of those kind of shows, but it is a good entry in the genre, in the pantheon.
Yeah.
Same studio as right? No.
PA Works.
PA Works. No. Yeah, no. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, PA Works. Save an anime. One original anime at a time.
Yeah. It's like, so I guess when I say like this is created by, it's like the original plan is created by the same person behind Non Biori. So I haven't seen Non Biori. Mumi, how is it tonally compared to Non Biori?
Very different.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, Non Biori is more Yashike. Like think of like Azumanga, but dilute it with a Yashike sort of like Inaka countryside sort of elements.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of like, establishing shots of the countryside and got the little...
I was thinking in terms of like my impression of Non Biori is it has that same sort of like dry character, like comedy beats.
It does at times, yeah.
Okay.
Renge does,
which for me again, that way, is
but...
like I guess like the litmus test for whether or not you think you will like this show is look up the scene where Higa does the friendship dance, and if that's something you like, you will probably enjoy the rest of the show.
That is, so that we're very funny.
Zatsutabi is mono, but not as good.
Yeah,
it is funny how we got like. Yeah, I think so. It's unfortunate that this airs in the same season of Mono because it's very similar conceptually, where we're following a manga artist going around and doing tourism stuff in Japan. I think the two things that separate this and Mono, well, three things maybe. Number one, I don't think the character dynamics are nearly as strong.
No.
Two is visually is not as strong, and three is I'm less enamored with this, with how it uses like narration to convey things about wherever they're visiting. I feel like I had a similar problem with how Yuru Camp used like narration as well, actually, where they would just kind of like narrate and explain stuff. And I'm like, I don't really like narration that much like this.
Yeah, no, this didn't really do much for me. I liked it in premise. Some of the elements I enjoy, like I think we talked about, like it does remind me of actually traveling around Japan myself. Whereas I think like a Mono, and even to a lesser extent, like a Food for the Soul, when they do traveling stuff, like those kind of represent like a more romanticized element, where it's less about the actual transmission of like the actual medium and how they're actually traveling. It doesn't focus on the details of like logistics or the sounds of traveling and the different like environments or whatever. It's more focused on like that romanticized, like, oh, we are in a new place, this is a new thing to experience, like focus solely on that. Zatsutabi does have that focus. It's not that it doesn't necessarily have those like, oh, this is an interesting way to eat sushi or whatever, like that kind of thing, or it's a great bath. But it does focus a lot more on the actual methods of travel, hurting a train or the bullet train or the weird like sleep cab train or whatever that they went on, where it was like $200.
Yeah. Sleeper trains, yeah.
Yeah, sleeper, yeah. Like it focuses much more on that aspect, which I find interesting. And it engages me in the sense of like, again, it reminds me of actually traveling in Japan, but like when they actually get to these places, it doesn't work as well for me. The emotional, like the pathos and the resonance is just not there in a way that like something in mono is, even though it is much like obviously it's much more like romanticized.
Yeah. It's all right. Not really one of my towards the bottom of the season for me, but that also has to be contextualized, and like this has been a really strong season, so it's like I'm not really that big on it. Something that I ended up liking more and more as it went on is Maebashi Witches, which for me at like the start I was like, okay, this seems like it'll be like a fun kind of like magical girl show, and then especially like that last arc, the last like 4 episodes, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is locked in hard. This is awesome. This is insane. I really like this show. This is like really just shot up for me, especially towards the end.
I feel like I just kind of predicted where it would. Obviously not like the specifics of it. Like obviously I'm not going to predict like it's how it's going to end, where it's like, oh yeah, we don't want to back bye, like that kind of thing.
But in terms of like the overall like route the show would take.
Yeah, I feel like I was already kind of in sync with it, where like I didn't have that surprise element.
It's not necessarily a matter of surprise for me. It's more so like in terms of like what it ends up doing. It's more so like the execution of it that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that last episode, which is just a fucking troll job for like the entire like 20 minutes, or it's like, what the fuck?
It ends like 5 times.
Yeah. Everyone kept expecting the frog guy to be evil, but he's not. This is basically like what I wanted something like Wonder Egg Priority to be, basically.
I can see that. I feel like this was,
I think, the strongest.
I guess like comparing the two, Wonder Egg was very like juvenile, ham-fisted in a way, and how it like the bad guys are see no evils, and like the way it implemented these elements was very kind of like very chuny feeling in a sense, whereas like this is similar-ish, like it is very kind of has that same kind of energy, but it's doing it in a way that feels more aware and like refined about it.
It has a better understanding of like its priority, because there aren't really villains in the show. Like they're not fighting monsters or anything. Right. And like what I like the most about Wonder Egg Priority is like the scenes where the characters are just kind of like sitting around and talking and like, you know, bantering off one another. And that's what this show does a lot. And the way that it handles like characterization of like everyone, especially like what was it, Choco, the blonde girl, like she's probably my favorite. I really liked how like they handled the stuff with her. All of that I think is like just handled in a way that feels, well, one, it's nowhere near as edgy as Wonder Egg Priority gets, while at the same time dealing with still like fairly serious subject matters at a lot of points, in very grounded subject matters in very grounded ways, which is nice.
It reminded me a lot of Doremi. Like it's girls starting a shop where they can help people. They end up trying to help people in their community. It kind of tackles like the responsibility aspect.
Because that Shaves video came out where he saw like don't call them magical girls or whatever. And like we're watching and we're just like, this is basically just what Shaves wanted in that video. That's basically what he was like describing in that video.
They don't call them magical girls, they call them witches. It's about like, it's focused on like the kind of growth aspect, as opposed to the magic they do like different. They're able to do different things with it. Like there is a utility to it, which is also something that he was talking about in that video, where he's like, oh, what is Usagi gonna do with her Sailor Moon powers outside of fighting evil? It's like, well, they just make fucking Java Starbucks shit. Like, they make it where you can see people's follower counts.
They have their magic point. They're kind of basically just running a business, and then they also can sing at points.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Doremi in that way. Especially how they like, even like the ending when it was coming to that, I'm like, this is like a Doremi ending where it's like, oh, we don't really need the magic, do we? It almost acts as a response to that, where it's like, you know what? If we had magic though, that'd be kind of cool. I don't guess we need it, but
it would make things. Yeah, it would make some things more convenient.
It would be so bad.
Very like small, practical ways.
Yeah.
Feel more well rested in the morning.
It didn't. It. If anything, I feel like it slipped a bit because like I kind of was already seeing all the things it could be doing from like episode 2 or 3, and it kind of didn't really reach the levels of some of the stuff that other shows are doing this season. So I don't think it necessarily slipped in the sense that it was lacking, like it did worse, but it just didn't do as much as the other shows around it were doing this season.
Wanted it to like ascend a bit more, basically.
A little bit, yeah. But it was good.
Yeah, if you are someone who is disgruntled with the state of magical girl anime, go watch Maebashi Witches. What's next? Not Cocoon, because you still haven't seen Cocoon. Uchijin Mumu.
It's good.
We're monkeys. We're all becoming monkeys.
We're returning to monkeys. It's I feel like this is like a fine show where I can't really recommend people go back and watch it if it's something that looks like it might interest you or it might be fun. It's fine. It's not like it's not necessarily a standout where I would highly recommend it to people. But it is a enjoyable show. It's interesting to me how they kind of incorporate the technological aspect, where it's like it is legitimately teaching you about this technology that it talks about. But there are legitimate
like learning about appliances and stuff.
Yeah, like here's this is what the two sides of your plug do on an AC current and blah blah blah. And you're like, oh
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I guess we're actually learning something.
Also having like silly cat. I think like the thing that I want more out of the show is like the main girl is like very like introverted, so I kind of like the stuff that they really like they deal with that the most. Which it doesn't factor in a ton, but when it does, it's like that's like always like the highlight for me.
The worst part has been the stuff with Mumu and the aliens, where like they had that arc.
Yeah, I haven't seen like the last few episodes, but
they have an arc where like it's like 2 episodes, so it's not like it's shift the focus of the show or anything, but they do have an arc where they like have more of a battle element to it. I'm like, I don't need this in this show.
Yeah.
You're not adding anything for me to know that Mumu is like the strongest fucking alien or something. Like I don't care.
Yeah, that's not
more detail that could have been omitted completely and I'd not notice.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fun. If you like, I think we said in the seasonal video, if you want to watch a introverted college girl and a cat act like idiots for 20 minutes a week, this is an option.
What a niche interest. We have Prince Session Orchestra, the precure killer.
The precure killer
has it killed
No. I like it. Okay, it's not I dislike it.
It's like a nice show to just like. I appreciate that it's like something we can watch over the course of a year, just come back to week to week.
Yeah.
Just kind of like check in and be like, what's going on this week? Like, that's kind of like the appeal for me. It's not like I'm super invested per se, but I'm just kind of like watching it more so just something nice to check out.
I feel like the characterization in some like a precure is much stronger than in this. I was really, the thing I wanted out of this was more of the action elements, like closer to something like a Symphogear. I was hoping there would be more of a focus on that, where you kind of captured the same appeal in maybe a format that's more conducive for like younger kids. It's done that in some capacity, but I don't think it's done it in a way that I'm like really invested in.
It does not reach the psychotic moments of hype that Symphogear does.
Right. It does not do that.
Which, to be fair, maybe it will. We are only like however many episodes,
a fourth of the way through
the show. Yeah, so maybe like towards the end of the show we'll get more of that.
Maybe.
They are powering up. They are getting stronger. So
in comparison to like a precure, again, and the characterization is not as strong. I feel like your standard like cast of precure has I have more of attachment to like the characters in a precure cast. I feel like it has a stronger sense of identity. Where it's a Monster of the Week show, but I feel like it's more fun. Whereas this, the appeal would have been more having fun action wise. It's not delivering on that sort of like a promise, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't seen any precure, so I really can't speak on that. I do have like fun with like each individual episode, like whatever's going on. But again, it's not like knocking my socks off or anything.
And this is something that like I'm saying this generally because I feel like with the precures I've seen, even some like Healing Good, I feel like people didn't like that one. I feel like the characterization was stronger. But this is like a general, because like obviously it's gonna depend on what season you're talking about. There's like 25 seasons of precure or something, like 19 or 20.
Right.
So like obviously there's gonna be some that are not as good, I would imagine. But yeah, it's fine. I can't recommend it to people. If it's something that was up your alley, you're probably already watching it. In which case, maybe you like it more than we do, and you're pissed off that we don't like it that much.
I mean, it's not like I dislike it. It's just not like really up there for me.
Yeah, it should have been more simple. There should be I don't know, the Nephilim and the Illuminati.
Oh, you wanted to get really weird. I see.
You need to get more hype. They need to punch Satan in the face.
The last thing on here is Koisuru One Piece.
It's fun.
It was neat.
Not a lot to talk about. It's a fucking YouTube short.
I don't know. It's a silly YouTube short thing. Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna do more comedies? That
100%. Like... No, yeah, I think this is definitely like a pioneer of something that we're gonna get more of going forward.
We're just gonna I mean, I guess we do have shit like the Evangelion one where it's like pachinko or something. Is that?
Yeah, I think there've been like some things like with Pokemon like that as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we get more shit.
This is the
like
beginning of the end, folks.
The beginning of you thought G-Cucks was fucking bad. You thought, oh,
this
these
is the
fucking
harbinger of
references.
doom.
This is the real one. This is like, oh no, we're not even gonna like try anymore. We're just gonna
this
make
is
references.
What you really need to be worried about. All right, it's not AI. It's everything is going to be turned into a YouTube short with a vertical format.
I did watch Shoshimin. I won't get too much into it because it's a sequel. I feel like I liked the second season more than the first. Mainly, I guess it didn't have the same sort of like niche appeal that the first season did, where it was like, oh, this fucking indulgent ass fucking mystery of like who fucking made the hot cocoa or whatever. How did he make the hot cocoa? Yeah. It wasn't indulgent in that sense. But it is very indulgent where there's like a point where like a character basically gives a fucking character analysis of another character. And it was like, oh, I thought you thought you were smart, but really you're not, you're average. You're not that smart. It's like, oh, this is so fucking indulgent. But it is more focused on like these longer overarching plots that kind of develop the characters more. So it was fun. The last arc I did not expect it to go in that direction. I did call the twist of the arc, and I didn't like specifically like their identity, but I did call like, oh, they fucking like drugging him. What the fuck is going on? It was like, oh, they were what? But it was fun. I liked it more in the first season. It is maybe the best OP this year. We still got 2 seasons to go, but it might be that, and just the Witch Watch one are going to be neck and neck for me. I would if you were someone that watched the first season of Shoshimin and did not watch the second season, then kind of like dragged your feet on it because you were like, oh, I liked it, but I'm not so invested that I needed to immediately jump on it. I'd say prioritize it a little bit more. It's good.
All right. And was there anything else that you watched that I didn't?
No, that was it, I think.
Okay.